think what we tried to create is a shop that was welcoming for anyone and everyone. And it's like, I don't care your background, and it doesn't really matter. What we try to do is we try to create an environment for you to come to, no matter, and I swear, but all the shit that goes on in the world, no matter what happened before you get into the chocolate shop, nothing else matters. For the 10, 15 minutes, whatever you are doing there, we're giving you that warm, fuzzy feeling. So our hot chocolates, our ice cream, all of it's meant just to sell you that emotion, and the chocolates are just a means to give you that emotion.
Welcome to Motivational Monday and conversations with me, David Ibarra, and my guest today is Steve Hatch from Hatch Chocolates. Short and sweet.
It is. I am. Well, and I'm both. Like, so I am short and I am sweet. So that's fitting, right?
So that's where you got your mantra, or your punchline was short and sweet.
Yeah, and I mean, the irony is, yeah, I am short, but I'm far from sweet. I'm like the sassy, like little feisty person. That's who I am. So.
Perfect. Well, let's dive right in and tell us a little bit about your history. If you would, let's start in the early years.
Man, well, man, I'm just lucky. Like, Dave, I think in my whole life that chocolates have been in my family. My grandmother dipped chocolates all of her life. During the holidays, it was a lot of chocolate companies that would hire women. So consistently from the end of Halloween until Christmas, she was busy every year doing chocolates. And I remember her coming to our house, and we would make chocolates and give them to friends and family. And we didn't have a lot of money. So it was just a thank you that we could do. It was something that my grandma loved. Wow. Our family started to do. And then my father ended up, kind of instilling what she did, the chocolates. He retired. My parents were divorced. He was bored. So he turned his basement into a big kitchen, and he would dip chocolates and sell them at boutiques, like the Quilted Bears and different boutiques like that. But it was just fun. It was, if he felt like doing it, he would. If not, he wouldn't do it. Looking back, I would be the person that he would call and say, Steve, I need you to go sample chocolates. And I was like, crap, not again. So, on Saturdays, I'd have to go sample chocolates. But it was just a hobby.
Some of us had to go mow a lawn, remove snow, and you had to go taste chocolate.
Yes, so you're making it sound like way amazing, and yeah, I mean, it's pretty amazing. But it was just something that was always there. The chocolates were always there, and it was something that I just did.
So, Steve, you grew up just a lot of the activities surrounding your family unit, a business, etc., was the creation of chocolate. So you became real. I'm sure there's more than one kind of chocolate.
Yeah, but there's many. And I mean, because so even continuing this, I ended up meeting a little person who was from Chicago. Her family ran restaurants. Katie Masterson is her name. And they ran restaurants, and she moved here from Chicago, and she kind of teamed up with us. We ended up opening up a chocolate shop about 22 years ago. And so taking all these different ideas and the different feedbacks, it's always changing and it's always evolving. Kate did not grow up Mormon, did not grow up, in a Utah culture.
Sure.
She created bourbon truffles. She created all these. My father was very Mormon. My grandmother was very conservative. And so we had both sides of those. And I think what we tried to create is a shop that was welcoming for anyone and everyone. And it's like, I don't care your background, and it doesn't really matter. What we try to do is we try to create an environment for you to come to, no matter, and I swear, but all the shit that goes on in the world, no matter what happened before you get into the chocolate shop, nothing else matters. For the 10, 15 minutes, whatever you are doing there, we're giving you that warm, fuzzy feeling. So our hot chocolates, our ice cream, all of it's meant just to sell you that emotion, and the chocolates are just a means to give you that emotion.
There's nothing more powerful than a smile or a good feel Yes,
right?
inside. There's nothing more powerful than
And
that.
and that's what I get to do all day long. I get to enjoy chocolates, but I get to talk with so many different amazing people and hear their backgrounds. I've learned like everybody has incredible stories, and I get to sit and listen to them. And so, I love that. I love what we created.
So your location is where?
Right next to LDS Hospital. So we're in the avenues off of 8th Avenue.
Right.
So we're smack in the middle of Salt Lake, but in a
So you're
neighborhood.
up near Smith's Market.
Yeah, just a little past there. So we're between E and D Street on 8th Avenue.
Oh, cool.
And I like it. In years past, we've done things like outdoor movies. We've hosted different events. So
Right.
hopefully I get to bring those back. We'll try to bring them back. But
Very
yeah.
good. And you've been there for how many years?
We've been in the avenues 22 years.
22 years.
I mean,
Well,
I could still mess it up. So, I mean, we're not 23 yet.
Do you know the number of businesses that start today that will be in business at the end of a year?
I mean, it's like, 90% go under. It's a huge
It is
amount.
like 70% will be gone at the end. The number that make it to 10 is about 10%. So you've already accomplished a great deal going 22.
I know. I mean, knock on wood, like wherever there's wood. I don't want to jinx it, but I feel very fortunate for any day that we're open. And especially now, I know every business for the most part is weeks away from closing. And, none of us are like that financially successful that we can go for months and not make another cent. I think
Right.
if I ever feel like we are at the pinnacle of success and that we've reached the summit, then I need to quit what we're doing. Like I am very lucky to be able to do what I do. I try not to take, that for granted because I know it could end any day. And I just, I love what I do. So I'll keep doing it until I can.
So I think the moral to that story, or the lesson in it, if you're too safe, you're not trying hard enough or being daring enough.
Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah.
And I would also say that Matthew McConaughey had this amazing talk once, and I can't remember if it was like the Grammys or what, or the Oscars, whatever.
Right.
I can't remember if it was that. But he talked about, somebody asked him who his hero was, and he's like, "Can I get back to you?" And the person came back and he said, "So have you had a chance to think about it?" And he's like, "Yeah, I've thought about it. My hero is me in 5 years."
Right.
And 5 years came and gone. The person came up to him and said, "So have you met your hero?" And he's like, "No, I'm not even close. Like now my hero is me in another 5 years."
Right.
And his whole point was that he'll never obtain it. Like he'll always be progressing to be better. And I think
it's the journey.
yeah, like
It's the journey.
I love that message. Just keep trying to be better. And, it can compensate for we're all going to make mistakes. We're all going to error. But if the next morning when we wake up, we try to do better than we did the day before, that's what we should do.
There's a lot of people that hate that song from Annie, "The Sun Will Come Out Tomorrow."
Yeah.
I love it. When it's a bad day today, there's another day tomorrow if you're willing to start over with a smile on your face and a positive thought in your head. Everything's possible. You've got something in front of you. What do you have there, Steve?
I have a lot of chocolates, but I mean, we have one thing of Caramel Malone Crispy, named from Carl Malone. And
Really?
And then we have some chocolates, but I'll slide these over.
Let me see. This is going to be Carl Malone chocolate.
It's Caramel Malone Krispies is what that is. And it's just Rice Krispie.
It was meant to be tasted, I assume.
It's meant to be enjoyed.
Well, I'm going to open this right now because I can't resist.
And Dave,
You've got
even
that
these
very nicely protected.
this box honestly has just an assortment of everything. So these are even
Wow.
It's all good.
Yeah. Look at that.
I know it's a little too much wrapped, but
Well, I tell you what, you're protecting the gift within. Look at this. So that's got caramel, that's got Rice Krispie, and that's got chocolate, and here I go.
now you're gonna be like, too big, too much.
This is good.
We have potential. So, you know, I mean, one of these days we may make it. We'll see if we can do it.
I've got to show these off. Oh, I've had these before. I've got these as a gift.
I'm good with that.
Let me see here.
But yeah, our chocolates.
Woof.
Yeah, those
Look
are our
at that.
chocolates.
Now, I'm going to take these home, but I'm going to taste one right now. Oh, my.
That one's a pinoche. And so there's a little bit of macaroon coconut in the chocolate to make it crunchy. But pinoche is amazing.
That is excellent.
Okay, I need to listen to you though, and read, and like I need to just like soak in all your knowledge. What advice would you have for businesses? What's maybe the top advice that you see us not doing?
Well, I have 5 things that I would offer. The first thing is the first principle of success is managing your head. We have that whisper of Dr. Doubt. Should I? Can I? Get that gone. And
Ignore it.
And think of what it's going to look like when you get it. And when you operate from a positive state, you have given your subconscious mind the command to find the way, to find the big idea. Secondly, I would tell everyone that I work with, I would suggest to them, write down what you want. What do you want in 5 years? What do you want in 10 years? Write it down. Read it every day. Third, know what you're good at. And more importantly, know what you're not good at. And surround yourself with a team of people that are excellent in what you're not, and work together as one in harmony. You'll enter the genius zone where anything is possible. Fourth, and probably most important, put things into motion. Actions. Nothing happens until an action is executed, followed by another one. And fifth, in the proper mindset of extra mile, smiling. Everybody that comes in this place doing more than they expected to make somebody have a wow. There's no way you can fail.
I love that.
Those 5 things.
Who would you say is your mentor, or who do you respect and look up to as like a hero?
Well, I have 2 heroes, there's no doubt. And one of them is Dr. Napoleon Hill, who wrote Think and Grow Rich. I happened to be handed that book as a dishwasher when I was 18. And I read it 3 times, and the restaurant owner became my mentor. I was a kid going nowhere, and 10 years later, I bought the restaurant and went on to own other businesses.
It was an ice cream restaurant.
Yes, Farrell's Ice Cream Parlor Restaurant.
What's your favorite ice cream?
Well, my favorite ice cream is strawberry.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. How about yours?
I love
Chocolate?
them all. I love, we make our own hot fudge and our own caramel topping.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I have to admit, I love even a simple vanilla with those toppings. But yeah, I love all of them, and it depends on my moods. But yeah, I read that you ran an ice cream place, and
Right.
what do you think the ice cream places do differently now than what they used to do, and
Well,
what could we change back?
I would say this is that Farrell's Ice Cream Parlor Restaurant was not so much about ice cream. It was about the memories that were going to be created while dining and having the ice cream. So Mr. Farrell had taught us all that it was about memories. Farrell's features fabulous food and fantastic fountain fantasies for frolicking, fun-filled, festive families. People are going to walk in a little bit hesitant. They've had a busy day. And when they leave, they got to leave with a smile and a little dose of happy-itis. And that's why, for me, everything that we do is about theming, like you theme. You've told me a very similar story, that short and sweet. What does that mean? a moment of somebody coming in and experiencing from Hatch chocolate an inviting smile. Today, you'll hear from a server at a restaurant, hey, could I have another cup of coffee? No problem. Well, why would it be a problem? Is what goes through your mind. Or you'll hear, absolutely. Enjoy. And there's a difference. There's a Chick-fil-A style, and there's maybe a Burger King style. And not all Burger Kings are bad. I'm not saying that, but they're ordinary, and one is extraordinary.
Imagine if you could have learned the Live Ready lessons as a child. Now imagine your children learning these principles through engaging stories, sing-along songs, themed games, and more, all designed over many years with real educators. With Yes Our Kids Can, this dream becomes a reality. Don't miss this chance to shape your child's path to extraordinary success. Enroll in Yes Our Kids Can today and be sure to give your child a successful tomorrow.
And people's perceptions have changed. The other day, we had a group of, it was probably 3 or 4 families, and then their kids were just running around in our shop. Later that night, I got a message, and it was a critique. And they basically said, we came in to get a nice evening out and have an experience, and yet it was interrupted by these kids that were just running around. And I thought a couple things. First off, we're a family shop, so of course there's going to be kids running around, and that's what made your night bad, was these kids running around, that you're not going to enjoy your experience at a chocolate ice cream shop. And I kind of thought maybe the kids had it right, like the kids were just enjoying it and living their moment and having the moment. Well, that's the point of our shop.
Just a while ago, I was saying the number one principle is managing our own thought.
Yeah.
We're the only animal on earth that God gave the ability to control their own thought. Now, statistically, 1 out of 4 has a destructive drifter mind setting. There is no way, no how you're going to make them happy. Their life is about spreading this disbelief and unhappiness to everyone. So those, for me, people think I've got dandruff. When I do this, I'm saying, no, that's not happening. Doc, you don't get to whisper to me. I'm going to be happy.
It makes me feel bad for them.
Yes.
Like, it makes me feel like they're missing out on so much of life, of just like only looking at such a minor issue, and that devastated their whole weekend. And it's like, I agree with you. Like, I love, that's why I do love what I do, because honestly, you get a few of those, but overall, you get so many incredible, amazing people, and I get to learn every day.
And I'm sure that there are those that like to get up out of their chair and run wild with the children, the way we used to remember.
Usually, I am the one that's doing that. So it might have been me doing it with the kids this weekend. Who knows?
I tell you what, I once heard a song, "Let the Children's Laughter Show Us the Way" by Whitney Houston, and I played that song over and over and over again. Children, the youngest to age 7, are as pure as we'll ever see live. And so, man, we have a way of taking away their ability to dream by telling them to settle down, go in your room. And I remember my son, when he would get noisy, I'd say, "Come here, Nick." And I'd put my hand out like that, and he'd put his face in there, and I'd shake it. And I'd say, "Hey, it feels good to be happy, doesn't it?" Yeah, Dad. Feels good. I said, "Good. Now, go in your room. Okay, shut the door and stay happy."
And I love that advice. Like, that's why I'm in business. It makes me happy. It's not about people ask what success. And to me, it's just loving what you do, being surrounded by people that you love. That's success to me.
So tell me, on Hatch chocolates, is it available at your location, or is it available online? Is it available in any grocery stores?
It's available at our shop and online. I mean, to be fair, online's expensive. Chocolate's really pricey. Chocolate is like all over the board.
Yes.
So the prices are everywhere. But I actually, this brings me, sorry, and I know, Nick, you're going to have to change like the batteries or whatever. But so nowadays, chocolate went up 145, cocoa went up 145% last year. Our price we use Guittard chocolate.
Right.
The price of Guittard chocolate from December to January, 40% increase. So moving forward, we use a lot of egg in our stuff.
Right.
Eggs are crazy. Bird flu is wiping it out.
Yep.
What advice do you have for businesses in uncertain times?
Right. I would tell you this, is that sometimes we're the one that spreads the doubt. Because I'm going to talk about the joy you're going to have with every bite, just like I had.
Yeah.
And every bite brings a smile to my face when I need a smile.
Yeah.
And so what would you put the price of this? It's not too expensive.
Yeah.
Fact of the matter is, it's cheap for the smile you get. So I'm going to make my chocolate with the love of making the chocolate. And when they say the prices have gone up, yes, but enjoyment is priceless.
I love that. And I love, so all of my friends that are in the food industries, and, that's a great lesson, I think, for all of us.
Well, Steve, I was in the food industry for 18 years, okay, in the ice cream business.
Yeah.
And it was during economic troubled times, business goes up. Because now maybe you're not going to go on vacation. Maybe you can't go to the cinema. Maybe you can't go drive to Park City. But you can go to the corner ice cream shop or chocolate factory and have an evening talking to each other, which is priceless, and enjoying chocolate. Wow. That becomes the outing. So when things get difficult economically, remember, you become the destination. You become, I would strongly suggest that you have that conversation with your team. We are in this. People are going to walk in here troubled. They're going to walk out with a smile. Don't forget our theme. Work in your theme with the greeting. Work in your theme with everything you have posted. We're short and sweet, and I promise you this, the hour you spend with us will be rejuvenating, both in the chocolate and the soul.
I have the greatest job in the world.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you absolutely do.
Yep.
Well, listen, I really have enjoyed chatting. This has gone by very fast. I've got a gift for you. You gave me a gift, and that's priceless. I'd like to give you a gift. This is my new book, Live Ready, Beyond Think and Grow Rich, and I was commissioned
Thank you so much.
Given the approved authority to write my version as the largest licensee of Dr. Hill's work in the world. I wrote it as a disciple of the work, not the man. He was a researcher that studied successful people and what do they do like. And I've rewritten it based on his book in my own words. And I'd like to thank you for being on our program.
No, thank you so much, Dave.
Perfect.
Thank you.